Hello students, now in this segment we are going to discuss about the dilution of acid. Now in what way we are going to dilute an acid or base, whether acid will be added to water or what will be added to the given amount of acid. Now you may be wondering that what is the difference between the two. So as you know, the process of dilution of acid or base is a highly exothermic process. That means heat is liberated. Now if you are adding acid to water, taking water in a maybe in a beaker or maybe in a conical flask, then adding acid slowly and swirl the container, then the heat that is liberated will get dissipate throughout the bulk of the liquid. But if you are taking acid and adding water to it, the heat liberated may cause a splash and that may also break the container, which can be dangerous too. That's why whenever the dilution of acid should be done, always acid should be added to water slowly with constant stirring. In the same case, the base like sodium hydroxide, pellets in solid sodium hydroxide that will be added to the beaker containing water, find that the beaker becoming hot, and in every the acid bottle or maybe the strong bases bottle, you may find this symbol. This indicates that these contents are corrosive in nature. If it will be spilled on your hand or in your skin or any surface, it may corrode. Okay, that is the danger sign that is given in each of this acid, whether you see the hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid or sodium hydroxide bottle, the pellets containing sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, will find this symbol. This indicate it is highly corrosive. So this is one of the usual questions generally asked, that about the dilution of acid, whether acid will be added to water or water will be added to acid. So the thing is that always acid should be added slowly to water. Okay, acid should be added slowly to water and with constant stirring. Now about the H plus ion, what we have talked about in the last video, concentration of H plus ion. On diluting the acid further by adding water, what happens to the concentration of H plus ion? So for that I have taken here 3 test tubes. You see, in first test tube I have taken 5 ml of dilute HCl. So in every case here 5 ml of dilute HCl. In this case I have taken around maybe 1 ml of dilute HCl, and here also near about 1 ml of dilute HCl. Okay. Now to this I have added about, let's say, 9 milliliter of water. So the total contents becomes 1 ml plus 9 ml. So total quantity becomes 10 ml. So this in 1 ml also water content is there, because I told you this is dilute HCl. Now here I am adding, let's say, about 15 milliliter of water. So here the total content becomes 15 ml plus 1 ml. So total content becomes 16 ml. Okay. So of a particular concentration, here 5 ml of acid is there, here 1 ml of acid is there, here dilute HCl 1 ml, but it has been further diluted with more amount of water. Now if I will add 1 centimeter of magnesium ribbon in all these 3 test tubes, in which case do you think the hydrogen gas will evolve rapidly? So obviously in the case of this, where 5 ml of dilute HCl is there, in that case the evolution of the gas will be rapid, because this has been further diluted with water. So the concentration of H plus ion per unit volume decreases here. Concentration of H plus ion per unit volume decreases in these cases. Here the rapid evolution of gas further means then the less vigorous is here, and here it will be very slow, the reaction may take place. That means the rate of evolution of hydrogen depends upon the concentration of H plus ion. Greater the concentration will be, then greater will be the evolution. So the reaction in all these cases will be this: magnesium plus HCl, magnesium chloride plus hydrogen. So hydrogen gas evolve in all these three cases, but the rate of evolution depends on the concentration of H plus ion. Okay, so greater the concentration, greater will be the evolution of the gas. Now already in previous video also I talked about the strength of the acid and in this concentration of the acid. So do not get confused with strength and concentration. Strength of the acid depends upon the number of H plus ion that gets ionized in aqueous medium. That means the strength of the acid mainly depends upon the degree of ionization. Degree of ionization means the number of acid molecules that ionizes out of the total number of molecules into 100. That means here, if I say about the degree of ionization, so degree of ionization is the number of acid molecules ionizes by total number into 100. That means it will come in terms of percentage. If now you may want to know that what percentage make a strong acid, what percentage of degree of ionization makes it a strong acid. If the degree of ionization is 30% or more, that means out of 100 molecules of the acid that is added, if 30 molecules will ionize to give hydronium ion, then it will be considered as strong acid. If it is less than 30%, then it will be considered as weak acid. Usually, as you know, hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, these all are stronger acid. Whereas the organic acids like your acetic acid, formic acid, citric acid, these all are weak acids. So dilute hydrochloric acid, remember, dilute hydrochloric acid is far more stronger than concentrated acetic acid. Okay? Because it all depends upon the degree of ionization. But concentration of the acid depends upon how much acid present in what volume of water. Okay? That is how, so my the thing is that here you should not get confused with strength and concentration. Strength of the acid depends upon the degree of ionization, but concentration or dilution, that depends upon the amount of acid and water content. Okay? Thank you.